Right, we're on. Today we're talking about putting. We're going to use the back of the left hand to putt with. Strange, very strange. And we're also going to look at alignment, putter face alignment, not too bothered about feet alignment. Shoulder alignment is very important though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 30-foot putt I'm faced with. Downwind, across the grain, so I'm starting off down the grain and into the grain. 30-foot putt. How do I get my putter in line with the hole? Tricky question that is. Okay, push that to the right. Now how do I get my putter face in line with my intended target in the first place? Well, I have to practice it, but how do I make sure it's in line in the first place? Take your phone. I'm going to put my putter on line there, what I feel is on line. I'm then going to take my phone, just place it on there at 90 degrees and then come out and have a little look. Now I can see there that my putter face is pointing too far to the right of my intended target, which is why I missed that ball to the right. So the iPhone has given me immediate feedback as to where my putter face aims. So yeah, as I look down there, to me that's pointing to target, but when I come out and have a little look, it's definitely not pointing to target, so it needs to go a little bit further left. So there, let's have a look at that. Okay, that's much more on line. Let me just place a golf ball with an alignment on it, 90 degrees. There we go, so it's now 90 degrees or along the line of the phone. So that golf ball is now lined up correctly with the hole. Or the intended start line. So obviously there's break, which makes a difference. So it's your intended start line, not the actual hole. So that one there, much more on line, much better putt, because I had the putter face in line in the first place. So as I say, that takes practice. I mean, as I look at the golf ball or the putter head, I thought that was perfectly square. The iPhone told me different, so maybe perhaps the way our eyes perceive it, I don't know. The question now though is, how do I continue to hold that face square to the target for long enough to ensure that I'm going to get that ball to start on that start line? Well, Jordan Spieth's the man for this. If you look at Jordan, Jordan has left hand down, forward press, so he uses the back of his left hand to marry up with the club face. Now the back of the left hand for me controls the face. If my left hand starts to rotate, then obviously it's opening or closing the face. Jordan Spieth has his back of left hand firmly towards target with forward press, so there's no way he's opening or closing the face because he's holding the back of the left hand towards target for longer. An exaggerated motion of that would be that. Flat left wrist through impact. So flat left wrist through impact, one of the golfing imperatives of Homer Kelly's golf machine in the full swing. Now that now applies to putting. Or perhaps it's always applied to putting. But then you look at like the Tiger. Tiger's got his right hand below his left and he's a little bit more flicky. So it's whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong here. But for me, I think the Spieth thing's very, very good to keep the face square to the target for longer. Like so, back of left hand continues towards target, so much easier to control the face. Timing is less required, if you like, so you don't have to be as accurate with that. There, 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 back of left hand towards target. There, good stroke there, finished my putting stroke there. Back of the left hand stays towards target, the putter face has rolled in a fraction because of the angle of the putter shaft, so we have to swing round behind us because of the plane of the shaft, but I've tried to keep the back of the left hand pointing towards target. What does the right hand do? The right hand adds or decreases loft. If I take a traditional grip, so right hand below left, the right hand adds or decreases loft. Okay, so that's traditional grip. With Jordan Spieth's left hand below right, the right hand's much quieter. So there's less chance of this because the left hand's been pulled through or is facing to target, so the right hand becomes really, really quiet and almost does nothing in relation to loft on the golf club at impact. Of course, it's there structurally to ensure the stroke stays nice and square. I feel a little bit of grip pressure on the right hand and certainly the left hand, but it's not interfering with the loft because it's a lot higher up on the grip. So it's a lot higher up on the grip, so it's not interfering with the loft. So there, the forward press for Spieth is brilliant. which just encourages the back of the left hand to point a little bit more towards the ground and towards the target. I mean, these are good putts. I like that. I can feel the structure. I'll just check I'm lined up correctly though. If I place putter to where I think target is, there, take my iPhone, pop it down. Yeah, I'm a bit better, maybe a little bit further, a wee fraction left. Take my golf ball, lining on my golf ball right down the middle of the phone. Now I can line the line of my putter with the ball. Your dead aim ball marker will do this. There, Spieth style, left hand, flat left wrist, controls club face, no lofts added by the right hand. There, and we've nearly holed one. I also feel, for some strange reason, that when I try and adopt the left hand down, that my eye line is much better in relation to the line I want the putt to take. And that doesn't really make sense, but I feel as though I'm looking more at the back of the putter than I am on top of the golf ball. So I set myself up, left hand low, but for some reason, I don't know if it's because the shoulders are more level, instead of right shoulder being lower than left. I think because it's more level, I feel as though my right side's a little bit stretched. Again, Spieth short games like that, with the high right side. I take my address position there, left hand down, and for some reason, I feel as though I'm looking more at the golf ball from behind or the back of the putter, so I'm looking more down the line of my putt, which is a strange, it's purely just the way I set myself up. It's maybe just me, and then when I forward press, a little bit more of the back of the putter comes into view. I just feel as I get a better look down the line. I like it. Set up, and then we go back of the left hand's controlling this. It's controlling the direction of the face of the putter. Let me line myself up. So there's a little bit of break off to the right. There we go. Left hand down, right hand does nothing. Forward press. Looking down there, now it stays out to the right, so it's actually bang on. So a line has to be straight at hole, so it's a straight putt after all. Set up, left hand low, right hand quiet, forward press, looking down the line of the putt. These are great strikes, I love it. I seem to, very rarely am I short of the hole when I go left hand down. I mean, none of them are short. So I've moved in again, we're less than 30 feet now, we're about 25 feet. But none of those putts were left short. And I believe that's because the face is square to the intended target. There's probably a little bit of loft taken off, but having said that, people are going to talk about bouncing the ball and things. But it's a feeling, it's a sensation. I feel as though I've taken loft off. I feel as though I've compressed the ball a little bit better. And the face is square to target. I'm hitting the ball squarer. There's no shear, there's no left path, there's no right path. It's a much squarer strike altogether. So that there's my findings of the left hand down. I just think it's a much better way, a much easier way to keep that face square to target. No added loft, no loft being decreased, no path to the left, no path to the right. It's just much easier to structure it through impact. It does feel strange to begin with. It's not something I've really done in the past, but certainly I think I will be going forward. I guess the type of putter you have as well makes a difference. I can't do that with my lab putter. The head's too big, if you like, so I've used my Ping Zing, which also makes me feel a little bit more like Spieth. And there's something to be said for that. If you feel like a great golfer, if you can mimic what Spieth does, you will play like Spieth. Maybe.